To see the creative team of Kieron Gillen and Stephanie Hans return for We Call Them Giants is almost bittersweet. Sweet because this short, intimate story about two teenage girls at the end of the world is something special. Bitter because it ends far too soon for my liking. This isn't a comment on Gillen's pacing, but rather an acknowledgement of just how much I loved main character Laurie's story. The events of the graphic novel are recounted from Laurie's perspective, and so never veer away from her immediate surroundings. What she knows, we readers know. No more, no less. Her voice is that of a self-sufficient survivor, someone who is equipped well enough to make it in the desert of silence, left behind in the wake of civilization. The world Gillen and Hans breathe life into is mysterious. It wears the skin of our own, but with one distinct difference to begin with. All the people are gone. Where are they? Where did they go? Why would Laurie's adoptive parents, so insistent that they wanted her, leave? Whoops, might be projecting. The last question here is not unlike those Laurie asks herself as she examines a world emptied out of all its people. Laurie, reckless and armed with a hockey stick strung together with barbed wire, meets another, a fellow high schooler, Annette. I quote, "A well-tended sunflower of a girl." What beautiful phrasing on Gillen's part, and Annette is certainly that. But over months of cohabitation and shoulder-to-shoulder survival, a curious metamorphosis transpires. The sunflower girl picks up Laurie's recklessness much as Laurie herself grows to be like Annette in ways that every human being should be thrilled about. It's always a wonder when someone bitter in life is given reason to embrace love in their hearts, don't you think? The world becomes more unknown by the day to both girls. It is also unknowable. Answers are not forthcoming. Or if they are, Laurie and Annette aren't brave enough to go looking for them. They're engaged in the minutiae of survival. Get enough cans of food, they're the only things remaining for some unknowable reason, and figure out how to keep warm enough as summer goes on. There are terrible gangs that must also be avoided, the kind that dig out those Mad Max / Lord of the Flies rulebooks to make everything that much worse. At any rate, this isn't a story about answers. Look elsewhere for those. No, this is a story about isolation, one of the rare, beautiful byproducts of the COVID pandemic. It is a story also about acceptance and love. Between Laurie and her companions, and between Laurie and a creature quite unlike any the girl has ever known, could ever have known until this bleak and quiet post-apocalyptic landscape. Stephanie Hans's art is inimitable. The red and green giants in all their glory have such a depth of personality, even as they are alien and inaccessible to Laurie and her companions. The wolves, that bestial threat which turns the barren world monstrous. Hans renders them with such skill as to make Laurie's fear palpable. Everything Stephanie Hans renders, from her character designs to the colors on every page, shows the mastery of an artist at the pinnacle of her skill. It's the kind of art I can't stop looking at, long after I have finished the graphic novel. It's awe-inspiring. It's aspirational. And so is Kieron Gillen's script. There is good reason that this is as short a read as it is, just over 100 pages long. The length means that both Gillen and Hans have given every page their all. They've, by Gillen's own admission, polished it to what I would call bloody perfection. This is the kind of graphic novel I will go out of my way to tell my friends about. A lean little volume I will be buying for friends' birthdays and future Christmases, a work that will be in each of my personal favorite tales of the post-apocalypse lists. It is a wonder in a gemstone, and it has every ingredient necessary to win countless hearts, because it is about love, and it is about connection, and it is about the difficulty of accepting those, and finally, it is about the pain of losing them. And God, is it beautiful throughout all this? I cannot recommend it enough. A wonderful little volume, truly. I saw Kieron Gillen's comment about polishing this graphic novel from his excellent words for IGN some months before the release of the graphic novel. If you enjoyed this video, I recently spoke about Kieron Gillen's The Power of Fantasy. That's the one I was going to say. The Power is Fantastic, which not quite right. Gillen there works with Caspar Weingart, perhaps. I've mispronounced it in that review a few times. It's very, very good. This one too. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with your friends, send it your grandma's way. She'll enjoy this one. Make sure to ring that bell for all those notifications. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you around next time. This is fun. I'm enjoying making these. Mondays, fantasy reviews. Wednesdays. Nope. Yeah, I got it wrong. Yep. Mondays, sci-fi reviews. Wednesdays, fantasy reviews. And Fridays, miscellaneous reviews. We got it all. Comic books, graphic novels, classic works of literature, literary novels, probably at some point in the future. It's fun, it's good. Enjoy it while it lasts. Who knows how long I can keep this going. I'm, as much as I hate to admit it, not an endless font of enthusiasm, and shooting videos terrifies a deep and abiding part of my psyche. But I'm trying. And it is very, very, very fun. I'm Philip Magnus. You are not. And I will see you again next time on the Tower of Books. If that's what I ended up naming the YouTube channel. No one knows. Bye!